me move on to the infrastructure plan. The White House releasing their hotly anticipated infrastructure plan yesterday. According to multiple reports, President Trump is calling for a 25-cent increase to the federal gas tax in order to fund this plan. That federal levy is 18.4 cents a gallon on retail gasoline, 24.4 cents a gallon on diesel. As you know, Senator, this increase would push the diesel tax to nearly 50 cents a gallon. You were in the infrastructure meeting with the president yesterday. What can you tell us about this?
Well, you're right, Maria. I was in the meeting with the president. The president's plan, I think, is a very good one to work to repair the crumbling bridges and roads and the waterways and the dams and the things that we need to do for infrastructure in this country. There is a discussion about how to pay for it. We've just passed this massive tax cut for the American people, which is very successful in the minds of the people and in their pocketbooks, as well as for the economy. So I'm not one that wants to raise taxes. The other part of this, Maria, though, is the streamlining and simplifying of the process of getting permits to build. And the president knows better than anybody how the delays by government can make it harder and more expensive to do these projects. We had a project in Wyoming, Maria, it was a safety project on the highway, 14 years to get the permits, 10,000 hours by a Wyoming state staff workers to get it done. The project took less than 2 years to complete, all because of the regulations and things that I think were absolutely unnecessary. We need to be able to get to build these projects sooner, and the president is calling to get all this permitting done within 2 years.
Well, that's really important, and you've done so much on the Finance Committee in terms of rolling back regulations and getting some of this red tape out of the way. I understand why that's very important, and I'm sure we'll see more of that. But what about this gas tax idea? You like it?
Well, no, I don't like it, but others do, and it'll be a point of discussion. And the question is, how do you pay for this? The budget bill that just passed has $20 billion in it. That's, I think, a very strong down payment on doing this process over a whole 10-year plan. It's going to take that long to rebuild the infrastructure that we need done to help our overall economy. But it's about jobs and the economy and quality of life for people. So I'm in favor of what the president is proposing. My preference is to pay for it ways other than a gas tax. If you talk about a user fee, that means people in electric cars won't be paying, and it also means that the gas tax right now is used not just for roads and highways and construction and bridges, it's also used to paying for transit and other systems. And I don't think if you do that, the money ought to be going for things other than actually the repair work for our bridges and roads and highways.
Yeah, I think you make a good point, but where does the money come from, right, Senator? I mean, here we are talking about trillion-dollar deficits once again after that 2-year budget deal last week that you signed and you voted for. Where does the money come from?
Well, I think we're going to see massive economic growth, and I think we're seeing it right now. You're seeing the numbers up, the number of people working now that weren't working prior to in the last administration since President Trump was elected. Over 2 million new people working. We have 4 million people with bonuses, and tax revenue is ultimately going to go up when you have more people working and paying taxes, even though all of those workers are paying fewer taxes, which actually 90% of people are going to be seeing more take-home pay because of lower taxes. But overall, the revenue coming in because of this new economic growth, I think, is going to be higher.
Yeah, I mean, the growth of 4% is what people are talking about in 2018. Are you worried about inflation that comes along with growth, Senator?
Well, that's always part of the discussion. We haven't seen it up till this point. You've seen the markets changing dramatically, and you've been reporting on that accurately. But I'm so supportive of what the president has done in terms of the tax cuts, the regulatory relief. All of these things have contributed to a strong, healthy, growing economy. This president ran and said, I'm going to focus on jobs, the economy, paychecks, prosperity. And President Trump's delivering on that, Maria.
Yeah, it definitely feels that way. Senator, good to see you, sir. Thanks so much.